The thing that happened in Fukushima is that no one had any real information. TEPCO was lying, the government was lying. The thing about real-time monitoring is that it gives the power to the public. And the best power that came at Fukushima is the power to the people to understand where the radiation was happening. Now, God forbid that we ever have a nuclear accident, but the people deserve radiation monitoring. This is the first step in real defense in depth, which we've talked about many times. If California Edison chooses not to do this, we continue, several of the environmental groups, we plan to keep doing this ourselves. It is our hope that you will join with us, and the cities themselves and other environmental groups will get involved in this. And I know my time is up, I apologize, but one other thing. This is not the time to have a full discussion about this. So I suggest, as we did before when I was on the CEP panel, that we have a meeting, a special meeting, and we bring Sean Bonner here from Japan to talk about all the technical details of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Charles Langley with Public Watchdogs. And I'd just like to note that once again, County Supervisor Bill Horn is absent from this process, and it'd be nice if our representatives from San Diego from San Diego County would be here and attend. I'd like to talk a little bit about the budget for decommissioning, which my understanding is that there's $4.2 billion that's been paid over the years in budget to basically decommission San Onofre. And I think one of the most valuable things we could do with a tiny fraction, a minimal amount, would be to accept Gene Stone's offer of independent monitoring of the spent fuel storage installation. It'd be great if we saw independent Geiger counters automatically located on the nuclear waste dump at San Onofre, one on every corner. There have been situations in the past where there have been leaks of radiation from San Onofre, and Edison did not publicly acknowledge that there was a leak until long after it happened. And I think it would give the public a great sense of trust and security and bolster our confidence in the safety of this process if we had real-time live radiation monitoring. It's worked around Fukushima. It's been a blessing to the people of Japan. I think it would be a real blessing and a really great demonstration of Southern California Edison's faith in the safety of their system to deploy live radiation monitoring. The other issue I'd like to talk about is perhaps as a potential topic in future community engagement panel meetings would be the issue of emergency planning and emergency response. In the event there was an incident, an accident at San Onofre, what is the plan? Can we evacuate? Is there an evacuation plan? How would we deal with it? And I was pleased to hear Donna Boston this evening talking about how her community is trained, that they actually have Geiger counters and know how to read them. I think that's critically important, and I was glad to hear it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Nina Babiars.
Good evening. My name is Nina Babiars. I'm a board member of Public Watchdogs. Almost immediately following the 2012 abrupt closure of songs due to a radiation leak, Tom Palmisano started the emergency planning exemption application process using the mantra throughout the documentation, quote unquote, "The plant is closed, the risk is low." The emergency planning exemptions were granted, and 24 hours later, the emergency plan was changed. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission then directed FEMA, because of course the plant is closed and the risk is low, that quote unquote, if a radiological incident should occur, that FEMA is to stand down. FEMA then gave that same direction to FEMA Region 9. the Office of Emergency Services, and that's why we've got San Diego and Orange County Emergency Services dealing with an interjurisdictional plan that Donna Boston is talking about. So Donna, if that's the case, why are you not bringing that plan to this meeting for the public's awareness and reviewing the details? Because after all, the public has a right to know. Isn't this CEP the perfect forum for something of that nature? And I'd like to ask Mr. Horn, but Mr. Horn once again is not here. I'm not even going to bother to talk about Tom Palmisano accelerating the license amendment to bury the waste from 2018 second quarter to fourth quarter 17. But I would like to know why Edison had to exempt its liability insurance if the risk is so low. If the risk is so low, why would Edison go to such lengths to reduce their own liability before starting the burial process and shifting that liability to the public? So now Edison has an opportunity, and you have an opportunity to do the right thing and a responsibility to clean up the mess that you've made here in our community. And it includes independent radiation monitoring. Edison's CEP may not be a decision-making body, but this community is. And we're going to continue to do independent radiation monitoring because history is watching us all. And I do have a postscript for you, Mr. Palmisano, and that is that the vast beauty of the ocean was not created to hide your engineering blunders and greed.
Benaya Prima